Getting all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here in the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to what has now become kind of a yearly tradition here on the World of Juice channel, and that is to compile all of the rookies from the incoming draft class onto the same team and simulate a couple of seasons into the future and see if any combination of them can win a championship. I've done this for a long time now, probably one of the oldest things I've done, consistent things that I've done on this entire channel. I know it goes back at least 3 years, maybe 4 years. I have absolutely no idea how long it goes back, but I know I've been doing it for a while. I probably even did it on Madden 20. So it goes back a long time. And if you want to go back and watch those videos, you totally can. They're on the channel. You just got to search by oldest or just keep scrolling through all my content and watch a bunch of my content. But today we are going through the 2024 NFL rookies. So that includes obviously the quarterbacks like Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, the wide receivers in Rome Odunze, Marvin Harrison, Malik Neighbors, and then all the guys, all of the big name guys that you expect to see on your favorite teams in real life are now going to be all on one singular team, and we're going to simulate and see if that team can win a championship. Now, since I have done this in the past, I do have some history with this challenge, and it's not really good history. We haven't really had much success in this simulation over the past few years. We haven't really won any championships. We haven't really had many winning seasons. Maybe that'll change today. I don't know. We're going to find out, but we'll probably go about 3 seasons and see if maybe we can get the job done. So if you're going to enjoy and you like these types of out-of-the-box type of rebuild videos, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's go see if the 2024 NFL rookies can win a championship. So here we are. It is the year 2024, obviously. We are on Madden 25 video game, and we are the Chicago Bears because I just chose them because they had Caleb Williams since he was the #1 overall pick, and I just put the rest of the rookies on this team. So here it is, and isn't this a beautiful sight? Isn't this just a beautiful, beautiful thing to see? Just hidden devs across the board, and that's not just on offense, it's on defense as well, and it's even on specialty. Well, it's probably not. Okay, so the punter, who is the 27-year-old punter who's from Australia or whatever, he's got hidden dev, but the kicker doesn't. And I do want to say, oh, and by the way, the practice squad, also a bunch of hidden dev players. I went through and I picked up as many good rookies as I could. I made a whole roster of as many good rookies as I possibly could, and I put them all on the same team as I usually do. Now, I do understand that there are more rookies than what I have on this squad, even backups and all that kind of stuff, and practice squad players. There are more rookies in the NFL. That's just obvious because there's 7 rounds. So I understand that I might not have grabbed all of the rookies you may have wanted me to have on the team, but I grabbed as many rookies as I could possibly find, so they're on the team. And some of them did have to get cut because of the roster size, but a lot of them had to get put on the practice squad, so there are some very important players on this practice squad that you may recognize, most notably some of the tackles that went in the first round, and obviously some big-time receivers. So yeah, there's some big names on the practice squad, and I did take off practice squad stealing, so we'll have those guys the entire time. No other team can come and grab those guys. But here is our starting lineup for offense. Obviously, we have to have the #1 overall pick. I mean, that's fairly obvious. Why is it so dark? I have no idea why. It's starting to get a little bit lighter. I don't know why the player locker room area on the side of the screen is so dark for some reason, but there's Caleb Williams. He is going to be the starter. And we've had a bunch of different, since we've been doing this for so many years, we've obviously had a lot of different first overall pick quarterbacks on these different challenges, and not a lot of them have had that great success. I think Bryce Young last year might have had the most development out of any of the first overall pick quarterbacks we've seen. We'll see how Caleb Williams develops. I have not seen how he develops. I haven't gone more than one extra season in Men 25 yet, so I don't know how these rookies develop. I hope that they do. But yeah, this is Caleb Williams. He is a 76 overall, and he's going to be our starter. We also have Drake May, and we have Jaden Daniels as our 2 other quarterbacks. I did at one point choose Michael Penix, but then I completely forgot that Jaden Daniels existed. So then I had to go put Jaden Daniels on the team because that just makes more sense since he's the 2nd overall pick. So we have the top 3 quarterbacks in the class on the team. The running back leaves a little bit to be desired because it wasn't like a heavy running back class this year. There's not like a crazy big name at the running back position this year. I mean, you've got Jonathan Brooks, who's a solid young rookie at 77 overall. Then you've got Blake Corum, who cheated, but he's on the team because he's a high overall player. He doesn't have a face scan, which is hilarious. And then you've got Trey Benson, who is also a decent young rookie. I think he's pretty fast, right? Yeah, 93 speed, 94 excel is decently fast. So we'll see if any of these running backs stand out or if they shine or anything. So we'll figure out. But this is definitely isn't one of the stronger running back classes, especially when last year you're coming off of Bijan Robinson. So yeah, the running back class this year is a little bit of a letdown, but I mean that's just in comparison to what we had last year. But the wide receiver room is maybe one of the better ones we've had in a while, including this man right here, maybe the greatest receiver I've ever personally watched in college, and that is Mr. Marvin Harrison Jr. He is one of my favorite players in recent memory, and I'm so excited to see how well he plays in the NFL because I'm expecting the moon for Marvin Harrison, even more than the moon. I'm expecting Mars for Marvin Harrison Jr. because he's that good. He's got the size, he's got the skill, he's got the athleticism, like he's got the whole package. He is the whole package. So I'm expecting as long as Arizona, Kyler, whoever ends up playing quarterback for them, can get him the football, I expect Marvin Harrison to be unbelievable. And probably even unbelievable if they can't get him the football because he's just that good. So we have Marvin Harrison. We obviously have Rome Odunze, Xavier Worthy, Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas Jr., and Ladd McConkey. And then on the practice squad, we had Adonai Mitchell, Xavier Legette, and Roman Wilson, and Ricky Pearsall. So those are our skill position guys, along with Brock Bowers and Sinnott. Is it Bryson? What is it? Oh, it's Ben Sinnott, or Sinnott, however you say his name. Doesn't matter. He's not going to play much. It's going to be the Brock Bowers show. And it really was kind of a weak tight end class as well, with Brock Bowers at the top of it, obviously. The offensive line, a lot of tackles. And a lot of left tackles, actually. There wasn't really... I was expecting some of them to play right tackle, but a lot of these players are left tackles. You got Fashanu, you got Latham, you got Fuaga, you've got Joe Alt. A lot of left tackles, and then some on the practice squad as well. In Tyler Guyton, you've got Jordan Morgan. Is it Patrick Paul? Is that his name? Yeah, Patrick Paul from Houston. And then you've got what's his name? Sumia. How do you say this? Suamatia. Suamatia, I think is how that's pronounced. I don't honestly know, but it's a lot of tackles. It's a tackle-heavy class, and they're all really, really good. Obviously, Joe Alt and Fashanu are probably going to be the best ones out of the bunch. Maybe J.C. Latham. Interior, not as impressive. I mean, Graham Barton and Jackson Powers Johnson probably have some good shine. They're probably going to develop pretty well, but the interior is a little bit weak, I will say. But that is our offense. It's a lot of talent on the offense. And then on defense, I mean, it's just more of the same. But it's kind of a weaker defensive draft. I mean, the corners are fantastic with like Terrion Arnold, Quinyon Mitchell, Nate Wiggins, Cooper DeJean, the white boy, Kool-Aid McKinstry. I mean, the cornerback room is pretty elite. The defensive line, not as elite. I mean, you've got Latu, but he's got injury history. Now, there aren't going to be any injuries in this rebuild or simulation, I guess. But in real life, he's got major injury questions. You've got Jerzon Newton and Tavondre Sweat, who I do like in the middle. I think they're both going to be pretty solid in their rookie seasons. You've got Mike Hull Jr., who is probably going to be a really good player if he can stay clean off the field. He did just get into some trouble. Who knows how significant that trouble is going to end up being because he like had a gun and he was like beating his girlfriend or like I don't know. There was some crazy stuff going on. He got arrested, but then he was at practice the next day. Like I don't know what's going to go on with Mike Hull Jr. As of recording this video, I haven't seen any updates. He is a Buckeye, so I do have a special place for him. But if he goes to prison, then then it's all up in the air. But I do think if he plays on the football field, he is going to be a very impactful player. We got Byron Murphy the second. Safeties are a little bit thin. Tyler Nubin's cool. Bishop's cool. Bullock and Kinchins are cool. Like, the safety class is a little bit weak this year. Linebacker, same kind of deal. I mean, you got Jared Verse and Dallas Turner, who are really, really good. But middle linebacker, I was struggling to find any middle linebackers in this rookie class that I could put at this position. I found, is it Edgerrin Cooper? Yeah, Edgerrin Cooper. I found Edgerrin Cooper, who is probably going to be our starter. But it was kind of a very, very weak middle linebacker class I was finding. I had to put Tommy Eichenberg on here because, of course, I did. If you thought that I wasn't going to have Tommy Eichenberg on here, then you need to rethink your decisions. And obviously, we have Chop Robinson. Now, I could move. Maybe we move Dallas Turner to the middle, Verse over to the other side, and then Chop Robinson plays. Or maybe we move Chop down to the defensive line. Like, there's a couple different ways we could go. I haven't fully decided yet. I just kind of put the team together. But this is the team. And you saw the special teams as well with Torrey Taylor and Cam Little. So, yeah, it's all of the rookies that I could fit on a team, and they're playing in Chicago. So we need to make sure that we've got, and we are going to run the Chicago offenses since it is Caleb Williams' team. Do we need to change our playbooks? Probably, or at least our schemes. We'll go to West Coast zone run because that's 88%. And then a base 3-4. Ooh, we've got a 95 on a 3-4 under. That might be a little bit better. Disguise 3-4. No, we'll go with a 3-4 under. 95% scheme fit makes the most sense. Might as well give us the best opportunities to play. And it looks like they did, obviously, because we changed to a 3-4 under. It changes our linebacking set, which kind of shows a little bit more of our middle linebacker weakness. But it's interesting. We'll see how it goes. I think the team will play a little bit better because we are more of a scheme fit. But it's really up to this man right here, Caleb Williams. How is he going to play? He's got all the talent in the world around him. So how is he going to develop? And this whole series, or this whole video does not revolve around draft picks or free agency. This will be the team for the entire video. I will not sign any free agents. I will not draft any players, even if they are obviously rookies, because it's just about the 2024 draft class. So we will not change this team at all. I will do my best to keep everybody on the team. I will accept player options if I need to. I will do whatever I need to do to keep the players on the team because that's obviously what this video is about. So without further ado, it is time to simulate Season 1 and see how this full team of rookies does in their first ever season in the NFL. Remember, if you go to enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's find out how Caleb Williams and the 2024 draft class does in their rookie year. We've made it to the end of year number 1, the end of the rookie season for all of these young guys, and we ended up not making the playoffs. We finished at 7-10, as you can see by the NFC North records. We were the 12th best team in the NFC. Not good enough to do anything, but hey, it's year number 1. It is absolutely okay to not be the best. And I will say one thing about Madden 25 before we go into the stats. They did definitely bumped up the sim speed because I was sitting here for like a minute and a half, and it was done already. Like, usually it takes me probably like 5 or 6 minutes to get through a season because of the sim speed being so slow, but they definitely bumped up the sim speed, so I will give them credit on that. Caleb Williams in his rookie year, 2,800 passing yards, 26 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. That's a very good rookie season from Caleb Williams. I'd be okay if I was a Bears fan with these numbers. That's the Bengals. Wrong thing. Rushing yards, you had Jonathan Brooks. I do think this is going to be one of the faults of the team is that there's just not a stud running back. But Jonathan Brooks did put up almost 1,000 yards with 937 and 3 touchdowns. Caleb Williams even put 650 and 5 touchdowns on the board. I don't know if this is still the Justin Fields playbook or if they've adjusted it to play like how Caleb Williams would play. I don't know how they could because he hasn't played an actual NFL game yet. That counts. So I'm assuming it's still kind of catered to Justin Fields, but I mean, Caleb Williams is athletic enough to get the job done on the ground, so it doesn't really bother me, but I'm just kind of curious still. No 1,000-yard receiver, but Marv does lead the team, as I would expect, with 700 yards and 4 touchdowns. Adunze came in next with 624 and 2. Then you got Brock Bowers, is how I would have expected this to go. Malik Neighbors. Then Jonathan Brooks actually got 26 catches. Okay, very, very interesting. Defensively, you had 126 tackles from Edgerrin Cooper. That is not something that I imagined would happen. That's pretty awesome, actually. Cole Bishop had 85 as the backup safety. Okay. 82 for Terrion Arnold. 71 for Newbin. Quinion Mitchell had 70. Tackle for loss leader was Byron Murphy the second with 14, and so did Dallas Turner had 14. Jared Verse had 13, and then Rook or I don't know how to say his name. I feel like I'm gonna go into like a spasm if I try to say his name. It's too many O's and R's. I can't say his name. Whatever. You know who I'm talking about. He had 7. The sack leader was Byron Murphy with 5. Then Verse had 4.5. Rook had 4. Turner had 2. 1.5. 1. Interception leader was Edgerrin Cooper. Okay, this Bears defensive playbook must be very catered to the inside linebacker because I think they had Tremaine Edmonds for a long time. So obviously they built that playbook around him. So Edgerrin Cooper fills that spot, and he's obviously getting a lot of the touches or a lot of the usage. Cole Bishop had 2, and then because probably he's playing the Jaquan Brisker role for some reason instead of what's his face, Tyler Newbin. And then Arnold had 1 interception. So interesting numbers in the rookie season. We'll see how they develop over time. And I'm very curious to see if we actually won Rookie of the Year on both sides of the ball, because knowing my luck, we probably didn't get Rookie of the Year on either side of the ball, and it's going to go to 2 rookies. Oh my God. Hold on. Okay, so dev traits have been revealed. Caleb Williams has X Factor. Did he get the... Oh, I got the trophy for it. Reveal a rookie's X Factor potential. Did he get this? What's his progression history? Did he just have it? Because this is the first time I've ever seen Caleb Williams in Madden 25. Does he just have X Factor? Did they give him X Factor? I don't see any progression up to X Factor, and obviously we're not in Super Bowl week, so they can't go up. I think Caleb Williams just has X Factor naturally. That's wild. I predicted Superstar when I was predicting development traits for the the rookie quarterbacks. I did not think they'd actually go ahead and give him X Factor. That is actually... Unless he got it during the season, I just didn't see it because the progression history didn't go down far enough. That's also possible. But if he just has straight up X Factor, I might have to go in and do my own research to see if he actually does have it. But that's crazy if he actually does. Marvin, I'm not surprised. I'd honestly be shocked if he didn't have X Factor. So Marvin Harrison will be a factor in this next couple years. It looks like Rome Odunze has Superstar, Malik Neighbors has Superstar. Bowers has Superstar. No shock there. Joe Alt and Fashanu have Superstar. We don't know what JC Latham has because he's been on the bench. It's been Fashanu that started at left tackle. So the rest of them have Star. No shock there. I'm assuming these guys down here have Star as well. Brooks has Star, but I'm assuming everybody else down here has Star as well. And Jaden Daniels and Drake May, I have no idea now if Caleb Williams. What about the defense? Okay, no X Factors on defense. A lot of Star, which I'm not really that shocked by. Terrion Arnold has Superstar. Nate Wiggins, I'm assuming all these guys have Star. Newton and Sweat probably have Star as well. I did think that Dallas Turner would have Superstar. I kind of maybe thought because he was kind of like having that great rise in the draft, I thought he might have Superstar, but he doesn't. He only has Star. That's okay. He'd probably get it next season or something. And I forgot to even mention the worst hairline in all of the NFL, at least right now, is this man right here, Tyreek Smith from Georgia. He is just shockingly bad hairline. I mean, that's just brutal. That's brutal. But those are your dev trait reveals. We haven't seen all of the dev trait. We'll see those at the start of next year. But we got to first get to the Super Bowl week to see if any of those rookies actually progress up from season 1. Do they get dev trait upgrades throughout Super Bowl week? Natural progression. And we do get Rookie of the Year, so that confirms we get at least one of them. It doesn't say which side of the ball we get, but we do get at least one player winning Rookie of the Year. I'm guessing it's going to be Caleb Williams, but it could be Marv. Caleb Williams and Edgerrin Cooper have upgrades, so that's a good sign that they both won it, but they don't have 2. Usually when you win Superstar or Rookie of the Year, you get 2 upgrades, so we can view the yearly awards. MVP goes to Lamar Jackson, Coach of the Year, yada, yada, yada. So NFC side of the ball. Let's get to the NFC side. Offensive Player of the Year, don't care. Defensive Player of the Year, don't care. Caleb Williams does win it. I couldn't put J.J. McCarthy on the team because he was injured when I loaded the save. So, yeah, J.J. McCarthy couldn't. I don't want him on my team anyway, to be fair. But I couldn't put him on there, just if you're wondering. And it looks like it's all Bears and then Bucky Irving. And Johnson down there at the bottom. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year, we do get it with both. Edgerrin Cooper wins it, and it wasn't really close with anybody else from other teams, which is nice to see. So we do sweep both the Rookies of the Year. That was the goal. I was hoping that we actually would do that. But yeah, let's get moving. Oh, no. We got new ability unlocked for Edgerrin Cooper. So he might have, with the winning the Defensive Rookie of the Year, he might have gone up a development trade, actually. Obviously, Caleb Williams can't because he's already an X Factor. Nobody on offense has changed. Everybody's still what they were. And then defensively, yes, Edgerrin Cooper does move up, and Cole Bishop moves up to Superstar. So we get 2 Superstar upgrades, natural progression. Okay. Very cool. Very, very cool. Nothing changed on the offense, but defense gets a couple of needed upgrades. And now the offseason is going to be pretty quick because we're not going to be doing literally anything. We're not going to be signing free agents. We're not going to be drafting anybody. We are going to basically just get rid of our entire draft class is how this is going to work. And I just noticed that Harrison Smith said he's retiring. That kind of gets me in the feels. I like Harrison Smith. We're going to be upgrading all these guys. And like I said, I will try to do my best to keep the team exactly the same. I don't know if I'm going to. It looks like Russell Wilson is going to retire as well. That's hilarious. All right, so season recap, if we care. Ravens killed the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. And we know that Caleb Williams and Edgerrin Cooper won the Rookies of the Year. So that's at least a check. I don't know if I've done that in a little bit with this video, this type of video where we sweep the Rookies of the Year. I don't think I did it in last year's video. I think Bryce Young won it. Or no, because we were starting CJ Stroud, weren't we? Or I don't remember what we were doing. Who cares? Who cares? When can I... Oh, I can't re-sign players because obviously we're all on rookie contracts. I was just going to make sure that we had everybody locked up. But yeah, I'm going to simulate through all of this. I'm going to trade all my draft picks for next year picks or whatever just so I don't have to pick anybody. And we'll get through this pretty quickly. So... Actually, you know what? I probably won't trade them. I'll just cut all of the people that they draft, which is going to be very confusing for them. But they're not part of the video. It's not what this video is about. So I will see you guys at the start of year number 2, where we can kind of regroup with what the team looks like, the development traits, and then simulate year number 2. So I'll catch you guys then. It is the beginning of year number 2. These rookies are no longer rookies. They've gone through a grueling NFL season, and we start with a base 85 overall Caleb Williams after his Rookie of the Year victory. Marvin Harrison ends up being an 86. Offensive line still needs a little bit of work in terms of development, especially the right guard spot, but I think we can get the job done regardless. And we are seeing that most of these backups do, in fact, have star development. Not shocking in the least. I do think this team can make the playoffs this year. I don't know how far we'll go, but if Edgerrin Cooper has another year like he did, if Cole Bishop has another year like he did, if Terrion Arnold continues to play good, I think this team is good enough to make the playoffs. I guess we will find out, though. And if we don't make the playoffs again in Season 2, then I will, in Season 3, change the playbooks to kind of give us that artificial boost to make us simulate a little bit better, and then we should be able to dominate. But yeah, I'm going to simulate year number 2. We are going to hopefully have a big improvement over 7 wins. Hey, winning 7 games as a full team of rookies is pretty impressive. So we'll see if we can do that again and hopefully get maybe 9 wins, 10 wins. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 2. Okay, so something that we don't usually get to say when we're doing these rookie simulations, full team rookie simulations, is we made the playoffs. We improved by 3 wins. We won 10 games. And if we take a look at the standings, we were the 7th team in the NFC, and we sneak into the playoffs. I'll take that, man. I'll take that, especially in year number 2, in a full team of rookies making the playoffs, and we're in the Bear playbook. And Caleb Williams, oh my God. 3,100 yards, 34 touchdowns, 3 picks. Yeah, Caleb Williams is going to be a freak in simulations. This is just your cue to get Caleb Williams in every one of your videos. Or every one of your videos, every one of my videos, every one of your franchises, because he's going to be a freak. This is only year number 2. Now, I know he's got some crazy talent to throw to, but, I mean, that's fantastic. Jonathan Brooks goes down in terms of yards because Caleb Williams went up in terms of his passing yards, so obviously you got to have some sort of give, and Jonathan Brooks does lose a few yards and some touchdowns, but he also had pretty good, Caleb Williams also had pretty good rushing yards. 696 is kind of crazy. And then receiving, it was Malik Neighbors who led the team with 803 yards. You'd think with 3,000 yards, you'd have somebody get over 1,000, but I guess he was just spreading the wealth so much that nobody really got over 1,000. Malik was close with 800, and he had 8 touchdowns as well. Marvin had 740 and 4. Brock Bowers got a nice amount of touchdowns, and Rome Odunze actually got some good touchdowns and yards as well. So, all right, whatever, big dog. You do you. And Edgerrin Cooper, again, he might go up to X Factor. There's a very good shot he does, because he has 141 tackles. And this is also your cue to get Edgerrin Cooper in any one of your saves, because Edgerrin Cooper seems to be a tackle machine. Arnold had 82. Newbin had 79. So did Cole Bishop. Tackle for loss leader was Byron Murphy. The second was 16. Rook, I don't know how to say his name. 11. 8 for Verse and Dallas Turner. I'm surprised Dallas Turner. Okay, I was gonna say I'm surprised Dallas Turner hasn't really stepped up, but that is a step up with 9 sacks, 4.5, 4, 3. Interception leader was Cole Bishop with 5. Cole Bishop has been probably the most surprising thing out of this entire 2 seasons. He was the backup at the start behind Tyler Newbin, and now all of a sudden he's killing it. Cooper had 3 picks along with Arnold. Picks? Cooper DeJean had 2. And then Quinion Mitchell and Tyler Newbin each had 1. So a very, very improved season 2, which is what I like to see. But we are taking on the Green Bay Packers in the wildcard round. It's not going to be very easy. They won the division, but we do beat them. Okay. Not what I expected whatsoever. I can't see the score of the game. It's not telling me. But we do win. Who needs to know the score of the game when you got the freaking win anyway? Doesn't matter. We take on the Dallas Cowboys, who went 16-1. So if you were ever wondering if they fixed the playbooks in Madden 25, no. They did not. Dallas Cowboys, 16-1 regular season. Can we upset them? The biggest upset of all time? No. We lose to the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not shocked in the least. But hey, a divisional appearance for a team of all rookies, although they're technically in their second year. Caleb Williams is now a 91 overall. He's going to be a 97 by the end of this, I think. I very, very much think that. So let's get to the actual Super Bowl. We did get our coach contract extended, even though I can't be fired, so it's not like we would have been fired anyway. Well, let's get to the Super Bowl. It's going to be Chiefs and Cowboys. Oh, what a shocker. What a shocker. I'm so stunned by that. All right, let's get to this. So, any upgrades on the offense? No. I think Malik Neighbors was always a superstar, and so was Odunze. Caleb Williams playing up. I don't think there's any upgrades development trait-wise on the offensive line. And then on defense, I was right. And Cole Bishop even goes up. So, Edgerrin Cooper is now an X Factor headed into Season 3. Cole Bishop is an X Factor headed into Season 3. But there's been no other developments on the defense. It's just been everybody kind of doing their own thing and staying at star development, and then Arnold obviously staying at superstar. Kind of wild that these are the 2 guys that are doing the best, but I mean, it makes sense because we're in the Bears playbook, and you've got Tremaine Edmonds, and you've got Jaquan Brisker, although I don't think, is Tremaine Edmonds still in Chicago? I don't know, but the playbook was built around him, if you know what I mean. So, he's playing that role, and then you got the Jaquan Brisker role, so it makes sense that these 2 guys would be the guys that are stepping up. If we were using the Kansas City playbook, then Brock Bowers would be an X Factor at 90 plus overall. If we were using, what's another overpowered playbook? I guess Dallas's playbook, then we'd have a running back doing very, very well. We'd also have Micah Parsons. Whoever's playing the Micah Parsons role would be killing it. So, like, you just got to think about what playbook you're in and think about what star player is in that playbook on that team, and then just know that that player that's filling that role is going to do very, very well. That's kind of how you think about playbook, at least how I think about playbooks. And how I tend to choose what playbook I'm going to use for a certain series or something. Like if I have a fast quarterback, I'm obviously going to use like a Ravens playbook or a Bears playbook for Justin Fields, or who else is a fast quarterback in the league? A Jalen Hurts Philadelphia Eagle playbook would work decently. So yeah, you just got to think about it like that if you're going to choose your playbooks. But let's get through to the off season so we can get to year number 3. And yeah, the sim speed's been going crazy because I'm not even like 40 minutes into this recording, and we're already into season 2 off season. Now I know that it's not taking as long as it would normally because I'm not doing any of the off season stuff. I'm not going through the draft. I'm not going through free agency, anything like that. That would obviously add some time. But I mean, this is going pretty fast. Pretty darn fast. Do we get any awards? We do not get any awards. Obviously not going to win Rookie of the Year anymore. Chiefs win the Super Bowl. Shocker. All right. Now that we get through all that, we can sim to year number 3 And since the sim speed is so much faster, I might go year number 4. I don't know. I haven't fully decided yet. We are an 87 overall now. I don't know if that's going to stay true when we sim to next season, but this team is getting very good. And certain players on this team are getting really, really good. So I'm very curious to see. We obviously don't have any contracts to re-sign because we're still on rookie contracts. So I'm going to simulate to the start of year number 3, and we will recap what has happened and where we start our 3rd year of simulation with these young guys. We have entered year number 3 of the sim. Caleb Williams now stands at a 91 overall. Harrison Jr. at an 89. Adunze and Malik Neighbors coming up behind him. Joe Alt has developed very well on that right side of the offensive line, along with Fashanu, who's gone to an 85. And it looks like the interior of the offensive line is starting to slowly catch up. But obviously they only have stars, so they're going to be a little bit farther behind. Brock Bowers really has not developed like I wanted him to. And he's playing that Cole Kmet role. I thought he would do a little bit better, but obviously, I guess only tight ends grow in Kansas City's playbook. That seems to be the only way you can get a tight end to develop. And on the defense, we know the drill. We've got Edgerrin Cooper and Cole Bishop, who have been killing it. Cooper DeJean has gone up a little bit. Arnold's gone up a little bit. The defensive lines really kind of stayed the same, and the linebackers have kind of stayed the same except for Edgerrin Cooper and Bishop. Or I guess Bishop's not a linebacker, but I am going to stay in the Bear playbook for the 3rd season. I kind of want to see if we can get further than 10 wins in the Bear playbook. So we're going to simulate year number 3. We're an 88 overall team now at this point. So I expect us to win the division. Maybe that's a little bit too much to ask, but I expect us to at least win the division. We're going to find out here, but I'm going to catch you guys at the end of year number 3, hopefully with some good news. Year 3 is wrapped up, and for some reason we regressed. It says we're a 90 overall with a 92 offense and a 90 defense, and yet we only won 6 games and missed the playoffs. I'm not quite sure how that works. I don't know how that adds up. Caleb Williams definitely regressed in the Bear playbook. 2,800 yards, 20 touchdowns, 7 picks. PX? Jonathan Brooks stepped up a little bit. That's nice to see. Adunze now leads the team, so that's the 3rd straight different receiver leading the team. First it was Marv, then it was Neighbors, now it's Rome Odunze. Very, very strange here in year number 3, but Edgerrin Cooper continues to kill it. Newman had 94 tackles. Arnold had 88. Tackle for loss leader was Jerzon Newton with 18. Dallas Turner had 14. I think I'm going to go a little bit crazy. I'm going to go 1 more year. Usually I only do 3 years, but the sim speed's been going kind of crazy, so it's allowing me to go a little bit further. But I kind of want to do some testing now. We've gone through enough testing with the Bears playbook. We know that it can get you decent numbers, but not anything crazy. I'm going to go absolutely insane. I'm going to go Chiefs offense, Dallas defense, and we're going to see if we just dominate the entirety of the NFL, because I'm very curious to see if that happens. So year number 4, we're going to change playbooks to, I might as well just do it right here after the Super Bowl. So let's just upgrade some players, because 6-11 does not feel right. After winning 10 games and just getting better, like we didn't get worse, we didn't lose anybody, our guys got better, and yet we lose 11 games. Doesn't really feel right to me. So we're going to try some new stuff out. We're going to go a little bonkers crazy. No development trade upgrades on the offense again. On defense, no, nobody else changes. Everybody just stays the same. We are getting some regression because we had a bad season, but nothing in particular changes. And I wouldn't think any awards are going to happen here. No awards happen. But we're going to find out. We're going to find out today what happens with these playbooks. So let's go right to schemes. And, maybe I should be keeping track of this too, because I haven't really been doing that, except for the first year. Maybe that's a problem? I don't know. We're going to go to Kansas City offense, and then we are going to go to Dallas defense, and we're going to just go all crazy. So we might as well fix our scheme fit. We don't have a crazy scheme fit right now. 94, is that going to be the highest one? Yeah, it looks like it. So 3-4 is still the highest scheme fit on defense. But now we have Dallas and Kansas City. Now we cannot be stopped. We are using the OG great playbooks, the ones that have been overpowered for years. Ooh, and now we have negotiations. We should be able to accept fifth-year options, yeah. Okay, so we're accepting the fifth-year options of every single player that was in the first round. Now, obviously, it's only 26 and not 32 because I don't have every 32nd or every first-round pick on this team because I didn't get them, I guess. I don't know. But let's just go through accepting every single fifth-year option on every single player that was in the first round. And hopefully Kansas City, we will see an increase in Brock Bowers' usage because he is in the Kelsey role now. And Caleb Williams will take a big jump because he's now in the Patrick Mahomes role. But the wide receivers might not take a big jump. You might see a little bit of a jump because usually you get a 1,000-yard receiver because Patrick Mahomes throws for 4,500 yards usually in simulation. So usually you get at least one 5,000 or 1,000-yard receiver. But now we are down to just accepting contracts. Ooh, and I must have gotten rid of Cam Elliott. Or not Elliott. Was it his name Cam Elliott? I don't know. We have a veteran kicker on the team. That's not good. Might have to bring that guy back. But we have to bring Ricky Pearsall back. And we can clearly afford that because we have a ton of money. Because nobody's expensive. So he's going to come back. And we need to let Jason Myers go to bring back our kicker. I didn't realize I got rid of him. I must have put him on the practice squad by mistake and didn't realize. So, is that everybody, or? Okay, that is everybody. Perfect. It just didn't update on the little screen thing. All right, let's get to season number 4 with these new playbooks. I'm very curious to see how this goes. So I'm going to simulate through. I'm going to get the roster set for season 4, and then I'll catch you guys at the beginning so we can recap and look forward to hopefully dominating, possibly, hopefully. I would think so. It is the beginning of year number 4. And we should be seeing a massive jump with these new playbooks. We're using Kansas City offense and Dallas's defense, the two most overpowered playbooks. We're going to see if that will change anything because we've kind of had mixed results with Chicago's defensive playbooks in the first 3 years of simulation. We should be seeing a massive jump in terms of just overall for some of these players in certain positions, including Caleb Williams and Brock Bowers. And then we should be seeing a massive jump in our wins. At least I would think so because we're at 90 overall. Now, I do want to mention, I haven't mentioned this at all, I have not done a single practice, sideline, storyline, whatever it is. I haven't clicked on any of these at all in the 3 seasons we've been doing it because I don't really want to waste time doing that. So I don't know if maybe if I click on these, they would affect the team. I know that they possibly affect morale and stuff, but I don't know if they really matter. So I have not done any of them. Maybe if I did, maybe we wouldn't have won 6 games last year. Who knows? It's hard to say, but I'm still not gonna do any of them, and we're gonna hopefully just raw dog it on the back of Kansas City and Dallas and hope that they get us to the promised land. It's year number 4. This is possibly the final season, depending on how I feel at the end of the year with what record we have. So let's go see if these playbooks are truly this overpowered. Okay, so it didn't really improve us that much. Not as much as I would have expected in terms of our record. We won 9 games, and we snuck into the playoffs just like we did in year number 2. Yeah, I think it was year number 2. But we won 9 games instead of 10 games like we did in that second season. But we are in the playoffs again, which is always nice. Now, how did we do in terms of stats? Okay, this is more like the Caleb Williams, Patrick Mahomes that I expected. 3,800 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 1 pick. Pick is really, really good for Caleb Williams. And even Jonathan Brooks had a crazy good year, 951 yards and 12 touchdowns. And we finally get a 1,000-yard receiver, and it's Brock Bowers. It's not even Malik Neighbors. It's not even Rome Odunze. It's not even Marvin Harrison. It is the Travis Kelce role. Brock Bowers gets 1,000 yards. He's probably going to be X Factor. He's probably going to be a high 80 overall, maybe even a mid to low 90 when we take a look at the stat, or when we take a look at the lineup. But this is pretty much how I expected the stats to look. Maybe they're a little bit lower than I thought they would be, but that's pretty much how I expected it to be. And Cooper DeJean, of all people, has taken a next step with 102 tackles. Arnold had 94. It seems like the corners do pretty well in Chiefs or in Dallas's defense, which is not surprising because you've got what's his face on the cornerback team of Dallas. Who the heck are the names of those players? I'm blanking on the 2 star corners for Dallas right now. Dallas Turner, speaking of Dallas Turner was in the Micah Parsons role, and he dominated, as you would expect. What are the names of those two players? Why am I blanking on them right now? I can see them both in my mind. I just can't think of their names. Whatever. You know who I'm talking about. If I think of it, Editor Juice, Future Juice, we'll put a picture of them. You know who I'm talking about. I just can't think of their names right now because I'm stupid. So, Jerzon Newton with 10 tackles for loss. Sack leader was Dallas Turner with 9.5. 7, 6, 3.5, yada, yada, yada. Interceptions. Arnold had 3. Mitchell had 2. Bullock had 2. All right, so Dallas' defense does a good job for us. And we've made the playoffs. We have made the playoffs against the Vikings and J.J. McCarthy. We won a playoff game in year number 1, and we lose a playoff game in year number 2. I hate this game so much, man. The simulation makes no sense, bro. It makes no sense. Oh, God, I didn't realize Nate Wiggins had a face scan in the game. That's pretty sick. It's got his hair in the game, too. That's pretty awesome. All right, so we lose again. You know what? I'm kind of tired of it. I don't want to go a 5th year, mainly because I'd have to re-sign my entire team, and I don't want to do that. So we are going to end it after we see all of the ending stuff here. It's the Vikings and the Jaguars in the Super Bowl. That's how you know you've gone too far in a simulation, when the Vikings and the Jaguars are simulating into the Super Bowl. I think we've run our course. I think we've gone far enough. We've done 4 years of simulation. Once again, we fail to win a Super Bowl with these guys. I do think that it's possible to win a Super Bowl with a full team of rookies. I just don't think it's possible to win a Super Bowl with a full team of rookies when you don't play every single game, or if you use the most OP playbooks the entire time. Because remember, the first 3 years, I used Bear playbook, the Chicago Bears playbooks. So obviously I was hindering myself from the beginning. So maybe if I would have used... I mean, look at this. Because now Caleb Williams is a 96 overall, playing up to a 98. Brock Bowers is now an 89, playing up to a 90. Joe Olt's a 91 true. 88 for Fashanu. Offensive line's going. Graham Barton's a freaking 87. Like, if I would have done this from the very beginning, I would have had Dallas Turner's now a superstar. We probably would have won a championship straight up if I would have used the OP playbooks from the beginning. But I didn't choose to do that, and it cost us a couple of years. But, I mean, Rome Odunze is the third string. He's now an 86 overall. He was like an 82 when we started the season. So, yeah, I feel like... Oh, while I'm here, did they give Xavier Worthy 98 speed or 99 speed? He has 98 speed, 96 acceleration. Okay, very cool. But I do think it is possible if you either play every single game or you use the OP playbooks from the get-go, from the jump. If you don't use... At least you don't have to use Kansas City, Dallas. You could use other OP playbooks. I think that Tampa Bay's playbook is still overpowered. I think Baltimore's playbook is pretty good still. Buffalo's playbook is still pretty good. Like, there are other playbooks out there that are really, really good, but obviously the two most overpowered ones are Kansas City offense, Dallas defense. But this is how Caleb Williams ends up after 4 seasons in the NFL. I think it's pretty good. I think we did a good job. We've shown some signs of potential, but in the end, we didn't get the job done, and that's okay. It is okay. You don't have to win a championship every single time, even though that was the whole goal of this video, was to win a championship. But we didn't do it. It's fine. It's fine. I don't hold any resentment against the EA simulation, even though it is the worst simulation I've ever seen, and this game is the worst game I've ever played in my life, and it sucks. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So that is going to do it for the video. If you enjoyed it, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. We did answer the question, can you win a Super Bowl with a team of all the 2024 NFL rookies? The answer is no, but that is okay, because next year we will try again, because I never learned my lessons. So we will try again with the 2025 NFL rookies, and I think there could be some good quarterbacks, some good receivers. I mean, you're going to have Luther Burden in that class, so, I mean, you're going to have a great receiver. Again, it's going to be fun next year, but... yeah, that's going to do it. I will be back with some more fun rebuild ideas and then just some normal traditional rebuild videos in general. So be on the lookout for those. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.